All right, welcome everyone to Mindful Weekend Yoga. It's delightful to see so many of you and share the morning with you in your backyards and your beautiful porches and spaces all over the country. Makes it fun. So just a couple of announcements. Tomorrow's podcast is on allowing joy. So I highly recommend. I know I talk a lot about kindness and joy and how we may or may not allow more of that into our lives. So I encourage you to listen to it. And since we recorded it, so much more has come up about joy. So there will be a part 2, but it's worth listening to. And then next week is going to be on loving those who struggle. So for many of you know, I do a lot of relationship coaching, and we often spend time in yoga thinking about our own struggle, but how can we approach loving people who struggle and how that may or may not influence our own lives and experiences. And then for anyone who still wants to join the retreat in 2 weeks from tomorrow, I would love to have you join. There's a couple more spots. And it is very COVID safe, and that's your own rooms and a lot of outdoor space. So if anyone's interested, let me know. And then at the moment, I'm not planning to teach yoga next Saturday. That might change. I'm going to be in a beautiful spot, but I don't know if I'll be able to teach from there. So it'll be sort of a last minute decision, but the next class will definitely be Saturday, the 21st, same time, and Saturday, the 28th, same time. So with that, we'll get started. For those of you who I don't know, and there may be one or two, my name is Jessie Mahoney, and during this class, do what you can, modify as needed. It's very hard for me to see you all in your boxes once we get on our mats. So it's a special opportunity and something we work on in yoga anyway, to pay attention to your own body and adapt and adjust as needed. And if something doesn't work for you, listen to your body and modify it. And if you find yourself having a lot of things that you can't do or modifications, spend a moment focusing on non-judgment, which is one of the key tenets of yoga and mindfulness. And know that what you can do is exactly what you need to be doing and should be doing. And the judgment is holding you back from the experience of the yoga itself. So with that, find a comfortable spot on your mat. And I like to have you sit up on something. I use a cork block. You can also use a bolster or a blanket to lift your hips above your knees. And the reason for that is to help loosen up your hip flexors, which tend to be quite tight for those of us who sit a lot. And also because we carry a lot of tension and angst and discomfort in our hip flexors. And so it helps you land and relax and be mindful. So it's worth taking a moment to get comfortable and set yourself up for success. And I wanted to talk a little bit about success and kindness and wonder. And I'm just going to move down a little bit because I'm very center. And this idea that success is kindness, or kindness is success, and that you can define success in whatever way you want. And so many of us define success as achieving something or accomplishing something, but that success may actually be finding joy. It may actually be finding wonder. And so this idea that you can find wonder and kindness and be successful in life without tremendous effort and pushing, and that maybe that is the goal, which for many of us may feel uncomfortable. And so as you settle on your block, bolster, blanket, mat this morning, ground your sit bones into the earth and tilt your pelvis forward and grow your spine long and tall. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky, and drop your shoulders. Rest your hands lightly on your thighs and close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And begin to just focus on your breath. Deep inhales through your nose and exhale through your mouth. breathe as an act of kindness to yourself. Nourishing every nook and cranny of your body and your soul and your mind and your spirit with the breath. Knowing that that may feel a bit uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Deep breath in through your nose. Notice the breath go all the way to your fingertips and let it out through your mouth. Another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And bring your left hand to your heart. Press the heel of that hand gently into the heart space and place your right hand atop. Take in another deep, nourishing breath here, in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose, sit up taller, stretch that spine, reach towards the sky. And on the exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale into that pocket behind your heart. Fill it with kindness. And exhale, let it go. And in this spot, think for a moment what success might look like for you. Could success be kindness? Not only kindness to others, but kindness to yourself. Breathe in again and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And could success and kindness be allowing yourself to find joy? Notice the wonder, the awe in the little things. How good it feels just to sit here on this mat in this moment, in your body. How good the breath, the inhale feels. Take another deep, huge inhale through your nose. And an exhale through your mouth. Bring your hands to heart center. And think for a moment about the things that you tell others, the advice you give perhaps to your loved ones, your children, or for many of us, your patients. The grace and compassion you tell them to offer themselves. The kindness that you encourage them to have for themselves. Do you remind them that they are human? Do you remind them to be proud of what they have done? And what of those lessons are the most important lessons for you, for your own success, for your own kindness, and for your own ability to find joy? Taking another deep inhale through your nose and an exhale through your mouth. Lower your hands to your thighs and slowly open your eyes. Roll your shoulders back 3 times and enjoy it. And roll them forward 3 times. Inhale, engage your belly, reach both arms up towards the sky, both palms face one another. Reach those fingertips high, high, high. Stretch the side body and enjoy it. Drop your right hand, ground it into the earth, round your left hip, reach those left fingertips over towards the right. Bend the right elbow gently, deep inhale into the whole left side body. And exhale, let it go and stretch a little further on the exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it go. Press into the right hand, reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand grounds into the earth. Bend the left elbow, right hip grounds downward, right fingertips reach towards the left. Inhale into every nook and cranny of the right side body here. Nourish it fully with kindness. Does anything need attention? Let the breath grow. Deep inhale, stretch those fingertips towards the left. And exhale, let things go. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky once again. Exhale, drop your shoulders, hands still reach upward. Inhale, reach upward once again with intention, engage your belly. Exhale, twist towards the right around your central core. Drop your right hand behind you, left hand to the left knee. Inhale, stretch the crown of your head, reach tall, 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 and twist towards the right. Exhale, twist a tiny bit more. The twists on the inhale are a spine lengthener. Reach the crown of your head tall, shoulders dropped. And exhale, ring out your core. One more deep inhale, spine lengthens towards the sky, engage your belly. And exhale, huge, letting things go. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, twist back to center and pause for a moment. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall. Once again, ground your sit bones into the earth. Exhale, twist around your central core, belly engaged towards the left. Drop your left hand behind you, fingertips tent on the earth, right fingers brush the left knee. Inhale, stretch tall and long towards the sky, crown of the head reaches tall, puff your chest out, and exhale, ring it out gently towards the left. Inhale, reach tall, 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 and exhale, ring a tiny bit more leftward. Last inhale, engage your belly here the whole time with intention. It's kind to use your belly here in terms of how it feels and the work it does. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky, twist back to center. Exhale your arms out towards the side walls. Press your palms into the side wall, pinch your scapula together. Enjoy the tension and let it go. Inhale once again. Exhale, arms are engaged, press the palms towards the side wall. Inhale once again. Wrap your arms around you, come into eagle arms, right arm under the left, grab your thumbs or press your palms together, whatever works for your body type. I can only grab my thumbs. Elbows to shoulder height. Inhale and pause here. Exhale, let it go and notice the stretch between the scapula and enjoy it. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower to shoulder height. Notice how it feels. Inhale, lift up an inch. You may feel it in a different spot with this inhale. Exhale, lower your elbows towards your belly. Allow your head and neck to fall and enjoy the release in the neck and the shoulders and the upper tracts where we carry a lot of tension. Breathe into that area and exhale, let it go. Inhale, back upright, elbows to shoulder height. Exhale, untangle your arms towards the side walls. Engage your arms, press your palms, flex the wrists into the side walls. Exhale, let it go. Inhale once again. Exhale, wrap your arms in the opposite direction. Left arm under the right, elbows come together, grab your thumbs or palms together, elbows to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower to shoulder height. Once again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower your elbows towards your belly. Allow your head and neck to release. Breathe into the spot between the scapula. And let it go. One more breath here. Head and neck release completely. And exhale, release. Rise back upright. Untangle your arms. Stretch them towards the side walls once again and lower the arms towards the earth. Take out whatever you might be sitting on. If it's a blanket, you can keep it. And bring your legs out long in front of you. Rock side to side, move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Knees are bent gently, ankles flex, toes flex towards your nose. Hinge at the waist, engage your belly. Take your hands, tent them behind you. Press your fingers into the earth, press your knees towards the earth, come into Dandasana or staff pose. Every muscle is engaged here. Inhale and breathe deeply into your chest as an act of kindness, and exhale, let it go. Inhale once again, puff that chest out, fill up all the nooks and crannies. Exhale, press the knees towards the earth. Your heels may pop up off the floor, fingertips press into the earth, shoulders down and back. Release everything. You can wiggle your toes, roll your ankles out, release your hands. Focus on your belly once again. Inhale your arms up towards the sky, palms face one another, knees can bend gently once again and fold forward towards your toes. Allow your head and neck to release here. Notice the beautiful stretch in the whole back body. Breathe into it. And if you wish, press your knees towards the floor, extend your heels a little bit farther in front. Whatever works for you, don't overdo it here. Once again, inhale deeply into all the tension in the back of the legs and allow your back and your head and neck to stretch and release. Breathe into it. And exhale, let it go in this forward fold. One more breath. Walk your hands up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Bring the soles of your feet together. Come into butterfly pose. Rock side to side once again on your sit bones. Draw your ankles towards you. Hands wrap around the ankles this time. Inhale, engage your belly, hinge at the waist, reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Drop your shoulders. Exhale, press your knees gently towards the floor and enjoy the stretch here. Once again, don't overdo it and don't judge what you can or cannot do. Just enjoy it. Everything is engaged. Inhale, reach the crown of your head, spine long towards the sky. Exhale, press those knees gently towards the floor. One more breath here. Inhale, fill up your chest. Chest puffs out forward. Adjust your arms if you need to, if your chest is in the way. And exhale, let it go. Release your hands from your ankles. Stretch your legs out wide and come into a wide angle pose. So legs are straight. Notice if your toes have gone wonky or your ankles. Toes should be directly in line with your shins. Sit bones ground into the earth. You may need to once again gently move that flesh of your seat out of the way. Hinge at your waist. Spine is straight and tall. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Walk your hands forward in front of you on the floor. However far works for you. Back is straight. Hinge at the waist, toes flex towards your nose in line with your knees. Walk your hands another handprint or so forward. Breathe into all the stretch and all the twininess and engage your belly here. Everything is engaged. It's not a loose stretch. Inhale deeply, puff your chest out once again. And exhale, hinge forward a tiny bit more if it works for you. Walk your hands back towards your groin. Engage your belly, hinge upright once again. Bring your hands behind your hips. Inhale, reach them both up towards the sky once again. Exhale, drop the shoulders, belly engaged. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, lower your right hand towards your right toes or right shin, wherever you can reach. Ground the left hip and stretch the whole left side body towards the right. Left arm is over the left ear. Left fingers reach towards the right toes. Inhale deeply, nourishing yourself, and exhale, let it go. One more breath. Close your eyes if it works for you and allow yourself to pause here. Let it go. Engage your belly and side body, rise upright once again. Exhale, left hand reaches towards the left toes, right arm drapes over the right ear towards the left toes. Take a quick look at the right toes and see if they've gone wonky and reorganize. Inhale deeply into the right side body. Eyes can be closed here, or you can take your gaze over the right arm towards the sky and you'll notice a slightly different stretch. Take a moment to be mindful here. Notice what works and feels good and what might be too much. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky once again. Exhale your arms out towards the sides of your legs. Draw your legs together. Sweep your toes around to the right. And we're going to come into hero's pose, which is something different than we usually do. So your knees will be directly underneath you. The tops of your feet are flat and you will sit back on your heels. Some of you, this won't work and you'll need to pop a pillow or a blanket between your butt and your calf. Others of you will be able to sit lightly on your heels. And some of you will be able to move your heels out and sit on the floor. Whatever works for you, don't overdo it. And if something hurts your knees, you really need more support under your butt. So as you sit here, just notice how you feel. Hero's pose is a strong pose and one that you really want to draw in strength and kindness and courage into you. It seems like maybe you're not doing anything, but notice the stretch in the front of the thigh. Engage your belly. Stack your vertebrae one upon the other, reach the crown of your head towards the sky and drop your shoulders. Your hands can rest lightly by your sides. Close your eyes. Deep breath into your chest and let it go. One more breath here. And if anything hurts, you can skip it. It's worth trying, and usually the things that hurt can be fixed by propping yourself up. One more inhale. Chest is full, shoulders drop, exhale, let it go. Open your eyes if they're closed, and you're gonna lift your butt up, tuck your toes under, and curl them underneath you. We're gonna go into a toe stretch, which feels good, very good afterwards. So curl your toes under, sink your buttocks back onto your heels, and you'll notice a lot of sensations in your toes. For some of you, your weight being back will be too much and you'll need to lift up. Do what works for you. Breathe into your chest here. Notice the sensation. Untangle your toes so each toe is pressed onto the floor, widely spaced. Breathe into it. Notice that it's likely quite uncomfortable. And exhale, let it go. 2 more deep breaths here. Continue if you can. If you need to shift your weight forward, do that. Make sure each toe is on the earth. Exhale, come forward into hands and knees. Bang your heels out, your tops of your feet out, just to release the tension in your toes. And have fun with the banging because it's fun. And then organize yourself in hands and knees or tabletop. Hands ground into the earth, all 5 fingers open, spread widely, equal pie shapes. Palms press into the earth, elbows are straight, shoulders tucked into the shoulder socket. Engage your navel, back is flat, you could balance a tray on it. Knees ground into the earth, tops of the feet press into the earth. Inhale, arch your spine into cow pose. Front of the belly has a beautiful stretch here. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky, sit bones reach towards the sky. Exhale, round fully. Stack your navel up towards the sky like your cats do. I know there are a lot of cats joining us today. Reach your back as high as you can. Exhale, come into cow pose. Once again, sit bones reach towards the sky, crown of the head reaches towards the sky, front of the belly stretches. Exhale, round into cat pose. Once again, move slowly. Notice all the kinks and crooks and whatever else might be there. Inhale for cow pose, last one. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Stretch the front of the abdomen fully. Sit bones really stick up towards the sky also. Exhale, round into cat. Suck your navel up high. We'll meet back in neutral. Take a moment to organize yourself. Something we often don't do, and getting set for whatever's next is an act of kindness. Stretch your right leg long behind you, toes are on the earth. Even your hips out so they are square towards the floor. Back is even, weight is even in your hands. Inhale, lift your heel up about 6 inches just below hip height and balance for 1 moment. Exhale. Inhale the left hand, reach long in front of you into a balanced pose. Pause here, exhale. Breathe in, reach those left fingertips long, right heel long, long, long. Exhale, lower the left hand, right knee, come back to tabletop. Take a moment to organize. Stretch your left foot long behind you, toes on the earth. Even out your hips. Notice if your hands have changed, all 5 fingers, 5 knuckles, both palms on the earth. Inhale, raise your left heel up 6 inches, in line with your belly and your hips. Reach your right hand long in front and take a deep inhale here. And an exhale. 3 breaths in the balanced pose. 1 more breath here. Lower your right hand towards the earth. Left knee, come back to tabletop. Open your knees, toes together, press back to child's pose. Walk those fingertips long in front of you. Inch them as long and far in front as you can. You'll notice a stretch in the shoulders and the back. Hips sink down and low towards your hips. If you're new to yoga or this is too much, you can also take that bolster, pillow, or blanket between your calves and your thighs here, and it will make it easier. Lower your forehead, third eye towards the earth. Close your eyes. Take a moment here to once again think of things that you tell people that you love, your children, or your patients, advice you give. That's really the best advice for you. It's usually patience, compassion, kindness, grace, humanity. What of that advice is most needed by you, for you? Breathe it in and tuck it into that little pocket behind your heart. Use it as your guide in the week ahead, as a way to treat yourself with more kindness, grace, compassion. And could you shift your definition of success to more of that? Slowly come back to hands and knees. Bring your knees hips width. Today we're going to bring our right foot forward from hands and knees. Come directly into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. You're going to wiggle your right toes towards the front of the mat. Bend your right knee. Make sure that your knee does not extend beyond the ankle. And your left knee is going to wiggle backwards. You can just use your left toes to come into a low lunge. Start with your hands on your knees and pause here. You can also take blocks on either side if that works for you, or just rest your hands lightly on your knees. Take a moment to align yourself properly. Wiggle those right toes even farther forward if need be. Wiggle the back knee underneath. If your left knee is sore, you can fold a blanket under it or use double the mat over to create a cushion. If you wish, inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, and exhale, sink into those hips. Tack your right hip back and your left hip forward. Use your belly for support. If the hands reaching high is too much, gently rest them on your thigh. With compassion, whatever feels right for the front of that left hip. Breathe into it with nourishment and just let that breath seep around and release all the stuff. What would success look like here? And can you just be kind about it? Can you approach the front of that left hip with wonder, like what's happening there? Most of us who are high achieving people have lots of tension in the front of the hip. So breathe into it and just notice what happens when it softens. One more breath here, whatever position you're in. Lower your hands, bring them to either side of your foot. Walk them back towards your hips, straight your right knee and come into a half split. Right toes, once again, in line with the knee. Right leg is straight. Your hips, you want to reorganize once again. Tap that right hip back, left hip forward. You can walk your hands to your thighs if that works for you, or leave your hands on the floor. Some people will like one versus the other. If your hands are on your thighs, hinge at the waist, back is straight. Or keep your hands down low. Breathe into the back of the right leg. Point your toes and flex your toes. Point your toes and flex your toes. One more, point and flex. Walk those hands back towards your foot, re-bend your right knee, readjust your toe, your right foot if need be. We're gonna curl the left toes, come up into a high lunge. Pause here with your hands on the earth and just notice how your hips feel. Tuck the right hip back, left hip forward. You may want to widen your stance also. Take a deep breath here, hands on the earth in the high lunge. Notice what's happening in your hips. Press off the back foot, hop the back foot forward about 2 feet and come directly into pyramid pose. Both toes reach towards the front of the mat, jet lining. You have a nice lane between them. Both legs are straight. A lovely stretch in the back of the right leg. Engage your belly here. Everything is working. Breathe into it and let it go. Lift up all 5 toes on the right foot. Lower them down. Lift up your left heel, shift the weight forward. Lower your heel down. Inhale for a half lift. Spine is straight. Crown of the head reaches towards the front of the mat. Hands can rest on your thigh. Exhale, fold forward over the right leg and release your head and neck completely. Enjoy it here. Inhale deeply. And exhale. One more deep breath. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Come into a forward fold. Sit bones stick up towards the sky. Release your head and neck towards the floor. Grab your elbows with your hands and let everything go. Notice all the sensations in the backs of the thighs. Lift up all 10 toes while you're here and lower them down. Shift your weight into your toes, into your heels, to the left and to the right. Find your center and your balance. Release your hands towards the floor, engage your belly, and slowly roll up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head will be the last to rise. Notice all the shifts in blood flow as you come up to stand. Drop your shoulders. Release your hands towards the front of the mat. Take an inhale, reach the crown of your head towards the sky, stretch your neck long. And exhale, let things go. Lift up all 10 toes. Notice the 4 corners of both feet. Ground into the earth, lower them down. Engage your kneecaps, engage your thighs. Tuck your pelvis, stack your vertebrae one by one atop each other. Pay attention to the bones behind your ears. Reach them towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Drop the shoulders. When you drop the shoulders, let go of all the tension that's holding them up. Take a deep inhale here in Tadasana, mountain pose. And exhale, let it go. One more deep breath here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale your arms out and up, palms come together, slight arch back. Bring your hands to heart center and pause. Palms together, prayer pose, elbows out wide. Take a moment here to pause, just to pay attention to what success for today might look like for you. What is it that where you could find the most kindness, the most wonder, where you could perhaps find joy or enjoy something? What would that be? Slowly lower your hands by your sides, open them out and up towards the sky. Palms come together, slight arch back, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, sit bones stick out towards the back of the mat, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower your hands towards the earth. Step your feet back, come into downward dog. Widen your stance a bit. Ground both hands into the earth. Again, take a moment in the transition. Both palms press downward, all 10 fingers spread wide. Arms fully engaged, shoulders in the socket. Hips reach up and back, shift them towards the back of the mat. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Lower your right heel, bend your left knee. Press that right heel as far into the earth as you can. Switch sides, bend the right knee, press the left heel into the earth and enjoy all of it. Exhale, let it go. Lift back up onto both tiptoes. Press into your arms, engage your shoulders into the sockets. Press the hips back and up. Lift up high, high, high on your tiptoes. Slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Come down to hands and knees here. Even back, you could balance a tray on it. Palms press both into the floor, 10 fingers spread wide. Bring your left foot forward this time. Come into a low lunge on this side and take a moment to organize. Wiggle those left toes as far forward as you need. Bend your left knee, shift your weight forward into your hips and pause here in low lunge. Back foot is untucked, knee is on the earth. Make sure you have support for that right knee if needed. If the knee is twinging, you won't be able to release the right hip. And so take a moment to make this setup work for you. When you're ready, slowly walk up, right? Hands rest lightly on the left knee. Right hip is releasing. You can have the blocks under your shoulders if that works for you, or hands rest lightly on your thighs. Without the blocks, you'll notice that a lot more is engaged in working. So if it's too much for you, you can also leave your hands on the earth to sink into the hips. The work is in the hips, so enjoy that. Breathe into it and stretch tall towards the sky. If you wish, engage your belly, raise both arms up towards the sky, reach tall. Exhale, sink into the front of the right hip. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, sink into the hips and enjoy it. One more, reach tall, tall, tall. Exhale, lower your hands back to your thighs if they're up, and then towards the earth. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, shift your weight backwards, straight the left knee, lift toes, lift off the earth, flex your ankle towards your nose, come into a half splits. Notice the stretch in the back of the left leg. Point your toes, flex your toes. Point your toes long. Stretch your toes. You'll notice the stretch in the shin and the back of the leg. Once again, point those toes long, long, long and enjoy it. Flex them towards towards your nose. Walk your hands forward, bend that left knee, left toes come down towards the earth. You will likely want to wiggle your left foot back a bit so your heel is directly under your knee. Untuck your back toes, lift up into a high lunge. Pause here, so your hands are on the earth. You may want to widen your stance a little bit for balance. Sink into the hips. Just notice how it feels. Tack the left hip back and the right hip forward. Right hip back and the left hip forward. Notice the change in the stretch. Hop the back foot forward about 2 footprints. Come into pyramid pose here. Both legs are straight, both toes jet line towards the front of the mat. You'll notice a lovely stretch in the back of the left leg. Lift up all 5 toes on the left foot, lower them down. Lift up your right heel, shift your weight forward. Lower it down. Inhale for a half lift, hands come to the left thigh, spine is straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, lower down over the left leg. Allow your head and neck to release. Relax everything. Breathe into your chest here. Exhale, let it go. Enjoy all these sensations. We often rush through the stretch or see it as something to get finished. But notice what feels good here. One more breath. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Widen your feet gently. Sink your hips back down and low. Come up into chair pose. Hands to heart and pause here. If you want, you can raise your arms towards the sky, but do it from a place of kindness. Hips sink back down and low. Weight is in your heels. Lift up all 10 toes as you sink your hips back down and low. Lower your toes. Allow your head to dip towards the floor. Lower your hands towards the floor. Sit bones shoot up towards the sky. Release everything in a forward fold. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae. Stack them one on top of the other. Crown of the head is the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat and lower them towards the floor, palms open to the front. Deep breath into that chest space. And exhale, let it go. One more deep breath. Exhale, let it go. We're going to come into dancer pose here, which the balance part of it is more challenging. So if you are new or have balance struggles, just use your hand against a wall. You may want to readjust where you're standing on the mat. Whatever works for you is fine. Lift up all 10 toes and lower them towards the earth. Use your toes like monkey toes to help you balance. Take your right hand, run it along your right thigh, raise your right knee to hip height. Run your hand along your right shin, grab your right ankle, tuck it behind you. Find your balance here. Hips should be square towards the earth. Your hand is on your right ankle. You may want to shift it down over to the top of your right foot. Press your right heel in towards your buttock. This may be enough for you. Have yourself stand upright. Shoulders are down and back. Heels pressed towards your buttock. If you wish, extend your left arm towards the sky and balance here. Use those left toes like monkey toes to help you balance. Deep breath into your chest. For those who wish, exhale, tip your torso forward, right foot presses into the right hand. Come into dancer pose. There's nothing better or worse here. If you prefer to stay in the upright position or have your hand at your side and stretch the front of your thigh, all of them are amazing. What's most amazing is to figure out what works for you with kindness and non-judgment. If you're tilted forward in dancer pose, come upright, perpendicular. Once again, press that heel into your buttock. Nice stretch in the front of the right thigh. Lower your left hand. If you're wobbling or you notice tensing in the left calf, have compassion. Release your right hand, lower that right foot, roll out the left ankle. Send kindness to any tension there, slowly in one direction and then the other. Roll out the right ankle, one direction and then the other. Ground both feet into the earth. Lift up all 10 toes once again. Stretch them wide. See if you can create space between every single toe and lower them down. Ground the right foot into the earth. Left hand runs down the left thigh. Raise the left knee to hip height. Hand runs down the front of the left shin. Grab your ankle. Pull your heel towards your buttock. Knee is bent. You'll notice a lovely stretch in the front of the left thigh and enjoy that. Square your hips. If your hips are wonky, even them out. Right hand is by your right hip. If you wish, inhale, raise the right arm towards the sky. A long line through the whole right side body, perpendicular. Exhale here. If you wish, you can tip forward into dancer pose. Press your left foot into your left hand. Right arm reaches forward, torso tilts forward. Enjoy the stretch here in the front of the left thigh. Use your right toes for balance. Press into the left hand. One more breath. Come back upright. Reach tall, a long line through the whole right side body. Exhale, bring your right arm down by your right side. Release your left foot. Lower it down. Roll the right ankle out with kindness. Both directions. And the left ankle with kindness in both directions. And slowly come down to a seat once again. I want to come into double pigeon, which is one of my favorites because of the hip release from a place of kindness. So you'll cross your legs in a loose cross-legged position. Your right shin will be in front of the left. Right foot will be in front of the left knee. If you're more flexible, you can pick up your right foot and place it atop the left knee. That should create a lovely stretch in the outer right hip in and of itself. If you do this, tilt forward in your pelvis, grow your spine tall, and this may be all you need to do for the stretch. If it works better for your knees to have your right foot in front of your left knee, rock side to side on those sit bones, move the flesh of your seat, and walk your hands gently in front of you, hinge at the hips. If this hurts your knee, back out of it. You'll notice a release in the right hip here in whichever position you're in. If you are flexible and wish to lower your forearms to the earth, you can do that. Everyone's body is different, so you will notice different sensations here. And if neither of these work, you can lie on your back and go into a figure four to get the same hip release, whatever works for you. 2 more breaths here. Breathe into that right hip. And exhale, let it go. For those of you who sit a lot, you can sit on the floor and do this even in the middle of a day or in between patients, and it can really help as an act of kindness and compassion. Notice how good it feels in that right hip. Send the breath there. Just letting go of old patterns, things that aren't useful for you. We carry them in those hips. 1 more breath there. Exhale, let it go. Untangle your legs. Sit upright if you were folded forward. Stretch your legs long. Rock side to side. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Legs are extended long now. Bend your right knee in towards your chest. Give it a hug. Hands will be on the right shin. Use your belly to sit upright. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky, shoulders are down and back. You're giving that right knee a hug with both hands. Take your left hand, wrap it around the right knee. Right hand tense behind you, twist towards the right gently. Notice how it feels. Deep breath in, stretch towards the sky. Exhale, let it go. Come back to center, wrap your hands around that right leg once again. Take your left hand, grab the outer edge of the right foot, stretch the right leg long in front of you. You'll notice a stretch in the back of the right leg and the outer right hip. Breathe into it here. One breath. Exhale, bend the knee, lower the foot down. Come back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Rock side to side, move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Give them a big hug. This entails a lot of core strength. Hinging at your hips, puff your chest forward, spine reaches towards the sky. Inhale deeply, huge hug. And exhale, let it go. Stretch that right leg long. Left knee is hugged in towards you. Use both hands to hug that shin. Sit upright, tall on the sit bones. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Engage your belly and your arms here to make this a tight, strong pose. Wrap your right arm around your left shin, left fingertips tent behind you. Twist gently towards the left. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Exhale, bring it out gently. Inhale, reach tall once again. And exhale, twist gently towards the left. Twist back to center. Even your hips out. Right hand grabs the outer edge of the left foot. Straight that left leg long. Notice the stretch in the back of the left leg and in the IT band. Breathe into it. Just 2 breaths here. And if this is too much for you, you can leave your knee bent. Engage your belly. There's a lot of work happening here, even though it may not feel like it. Bend that left knee, lower it towards the earth. Once again, hug both knees in towards you. Engage your belly, hinge at your waist, reach the crown of your head, tall, tall, tall. And release. Allow your knees to fall out towards the side into butterfly pose. Rock side to side on your hips. Hinge at the waist, reach tall towards the sky. Fill the chest with air. And exhale, let it go. Gently cross your legs in the opposite cross. Left one is in front of the right left ankle, in front of the right knee. If you wish, pick up that left ankle and place the left foot atop the right knee. Come into double pigeon. Hinge at the waist, and you'll notice a beautiful stretch as you stretch tall towards the sky in the outer left hip. For those of you for whom that doesn't work, your left foot will be in front of the right knee. You'll move the flesh of your seat and fold forward towards the front. Whatever works for your hips. If your knee hurts, don't do it. Take 3 deep breaths here. Nudging loose tension in the outer left hip. 2 more long, deep breaths. Gently come back upright. If you're folded forward, pick up the left foot, move it in front of you. Stretch your legs long in front. Move the flesh of your seat once again. Bang your knees loosely. Reach both arms up parallel to your feet. Flex your ankles, your toes flex towards your knees. Knees will bend gently. Engage your belly. And slowly roll back towards the earth. Come to lie On the mat, move as slowly as you can, using your belly, engaging everything. And allow yourself to land on the earth here. And just notice how you feel. Notice the parts of you that are touching the earth, your heels, the backs of your calves, your sacrum, backs of the arms, crown of the head, occiput. Bend your knees, walk your heels towards your buttocks. Press into your hands, lift your hips up towards the sky. Come into an easy bridge, undoing the whole back body here. Reach your hips up towards the sky, high, high, high. Knees energetically connect. Breathe in, lift up higher. And exhale, slowly roll down, inch by inch by inch by inch. As slowly as you can, unrolling the vertebrae. Hips will be the last to land on the earth. It's an unrolling. Untuck your shoulders, draw your knees into your chest, wrap your hands around your shins and rock side to side, massage your sacrum and enjoy it for a moment. Gently release your hands, lower your feet towards the earth, stretch your legs out long, come into Shavasana or final resting pose. Take a moment to adjust here, since we have not been on the earth long. Allow your toes to fall out towards the sides of the mat. Hands will be at your side about 6 inches from your waist or your thighs, depending on the length of your arms. Palms open towards the sky. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Close your eyes. Take in a deep breath through your nose. And a huge intentional out breath, letting things go. And scan your body here. Notice how things feel. Notice and wiggle your toes. Relax your calves with intention. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your buttocks. Relax your lower back. Take in a deep breath into your chest. Relax your belly and your chest on the exhale. Relax your fingers, give them a little wiggle. Untuck your shoulders, relax them with intention. Allow your arms to rest easily on the earth. Relax your face. And notice the back of your head being cradled by the earth. Allow yourself a few moments here to let the earth hold you. Allow your body to breathe for itself. You may even notice as you relax more fully that you feel like you're floating. There's actually perhaps nothing to hold. And allow yourself to just enjoy this sense of peace and full relaxation. Nothing to do, but just be. Gently Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, take in a deep inhale and stretch your arms long above you, your toes long in front of you. And exhale, let everything go. Draw your knees into your chest and roll over to one side and pause for a moment. Notice how you feel. Thank yourself for making a choice to show yourself some kindness and compassion this morning. What if that looks like success for the day? Press your hands into the earth and slowly come up to a comfortable seat. Cross your legs gently, sit back atop your blanket or your bolster or your block, whatever is comfortable and kind to you, and allow yourself to settle back into that Shavasana feeling while upright. Hands rest lightly on your thighs, sit bones ground into the earth, tilt your pelvis forward, grow your spine long and tall, stretch your neck, reach the crown of the head towards the sky and drop your shoulders. And pause here for a moment. Take in a deep inhale through your nose and an exhale. Bring your left hand to heart and right hand to top and pause here. As we end, I wanted to share a poem that is about children, but it's actually about us as well. Do not ask your children to strive for extraordinary lives. Such striving may seem admirable, but it is the way of foolishness. Help them instead find the wonder and the marvel of an ordinary life. Show them the joy of tasting tomatoes, apples, and pears. Show them how to cry when people and pets die. Show them the infinite pleasure of the touch of a hand, and make the ordinary come alive. The extraordinary will take care of itself. That is by William Martin, and it's the Parents' Tao teaching, Ancient Advice for Modern Parents. I think it's also valuable advice for each and every one of us, and it may be a way towards success, using kindness and finding wonder. So with that, bring your hands to heart center, press your palms together. Take in a deep inhale and an exhale. Thank you all so much for joining me for practice this morning. I hope to see you all again. May you all have a beautiful week filled with kindness, compassion, awe, and wonder. Namaste.